Hello, and good morning to you. Man, I tell you, this day is starting to shape up to be a wonderful ONPASSIVE day. Right now, we're going to be talking about the things that happened this last week and some of the context that was given to us by our CEO and founder, Mr. Ash Mufareh, on the roundtable, as well as a recap on the 360. So he wanted us to know, you know what, we're going to be taking care of things we need to take care of right now, like merchants and migration of data and stuff like that. So that's a priority for us as we start to move into the data centers, right? And Mr. Mufareh also wanted to let us know that some of his message, they seem a little scrambled sometimes, to use his own word. Well, quite frankly, that's because founders aren't the only ones that are listening to what is being said on these webinars, on the platforms that he speaks on. There's also government agencies and regulatory commissions, there's legal teams and inventors and all sorts of stuff, right? And everything he says is being scrutinized, and we're going to be very accountable to what is being said, ONPASSIVE is. So just keep in mind, there's a lot more than just founders listening. So we need to be careful about how and what we say, and that's why sometimes his messages seem a little cryptic. They're not really. You just got to be careful. And he doesn't want to give too much information away. So having said that, let's get into some updates. The new websites are coming out as planned, right? There's going to be another one on July 4th. But the process has been seamless, and moving forward, we're going to be focusing on placing the content in those websites, right? Videos and stuff. Moving on a little bit, the lion's share of support volume is being handled according to priorities, and these are account access, refunds, not getting company emails, and email change requests. Of course, to make those requests, you got to have proper reasons. But rest assured, any challenges that you have now is going to be taken care of. We need to settle in and get the big picture, and just know that ONPASSIVE is going to change your life going forward. Now, the founder position of the last 4 years was to attract visionaries and like-minded people to be pioneers, right? To be early adapters of ONPASSIVE. And this allowed us to achieve a higher level of confidence and to branch out into a lot different areas. So we should know that the founder's position is a very, very valuable thing, especially now that the door for joining that has been permanently closed. Now, these accounts, the founder's accounts, they are willable, meaning that, ownership for it can be left to somebody as an inheritance. Now, having said that, it's a good idea for founders to have a second person with access in case something happens, for emergency purposes or whatever. Now, the company is expecting to add a place to list an emergency contact or second owner at some point. We'll see, how that rolls out. But additionally, if you look at the site, the founder button is still on the onpassive.com site. And it's going to be removed in about a week, even though it currently does not allow new registrations because, as we have said, that founder opportunity has gone by the wayside. So we are also in the final window for the pending founders that are there, right? A date's going to be provided before too long for those positions to be removed from the system. But for right now, ONPASSIVE has got an obligation for those that joined recently anyway, to have a certain length of time available to ensure that they have sufficient opportunity to activate their accounts. Now, we also know that companies are going to fail, right, if we don't have any income. So we're going to be entering the marketing and the sales parts of our job here pretty quick, or before too long anyway. And all sales that are made are going to be commissionable. So life is going to get a lot better for us pretty quick. And this means that the next phase is not about selling founder positions, which, by the way, weren't ever meant to be an ongoing profit-generating position for the company anyway. We have a whole universe of products, both digital and physical, for that. And the next phase is going to be to attract a customer base that will endorse those products, right? Endorse our services and tools. Now, we've got a lot of countries that are interested in what we're doing and what we have, and our media department's already working with presidents, prime ministers, and universities to endorse the ONPASSIVE product line. As an example, OEducation, a new subscription-based program, is being onboarded beginning in August to the ONPASSIVE website. That project is expected to take, a little over 3 months, about 100 calendar days. It's a $35 billion project in one country. The Academy project alone is branching out extensively with a lot more innovative features, they've added to it. And they have some teams that consist of what we call super professionals. They come in to brainstorm and to collaborate and exchange ideas. And Mr. Mufara recently got to see some of the new features that they came up with. Whew. Man, he's telling you, mind-boggling doesn't do it. Mind-blowing is probably a little closer to it, right? And as an aside, Mr. Kamal, Mohammed Kamal, he's going to be going to Kurdistan to an event that's going to be held the second half of August. And he's going to be talking about education, and he's going to also be focusing on discussing Academy, right? The team has also added features to ONET, OConnect, and others that'll probably blow your mind, according to Mr. Mufara, and I tend to believe him. But it's not something that we can understand in just a few minutes. I mean, ONET is an incredibly effective solution, right? And it's way bigger than just a simple social media platform. One feature in it could take more than an hour just to discuss, much less try to understand it all. And this is because when we add AI to a platform, it's going to just blow our minds with how it can create for us and how it connects. And I have to tell you, if you don't fully understand the magnitude of social media and what it's going to do for our evolution, our social evolution, then I would suggest you start doing some Google searches, because it'll blow your mind, some of the things that are going to be coming up. We also have products that have never been mentioned or shared with the founders before. One of those products that we've never mentioned, they've already got website videos and stuff like that for. There's already an app for it, as a matter of fact, and that app's already in the App Store. So the particulars for that product, though, they're not being disclosed just yet, but rest assured, this is a complete AI product that connects everybody that's got the same interest. In Mr. Mufara's words, you never have to be alone. And I'll tell you what, I personally believe that products like this are going to boost our social evolution, and we need to understand that we're going to be phasing out of the founders back office and moving into the ONPASSIVE dashboard. It's going to be done gradually so as not to overwhelm the users. I mean, man, I've said it before, bears repeating, right? So that we can get the sense of enormity for all this. But there are more than one product, right? There are products that the founders don't even know about that will be done and accessible. And this is to say that the coding for them is all done, right? The products are built, but the details, the pricing of commissions and stuff like that, that still needs to be worked out for them. Now, speaking of products, Mr. Mufara shared that we now have 3 successful prototype inventions that are going to affect us on the scale of Edison and Ford and the Wright brothers. Remember what we said earlier, right? Remember what life was like before, before Henry Ford came along, before Thomas Edison came along. What they did changed life. Well, once we launch and once ONPASSIVE gets moving and once they start pulling out all these products and these inventions and these very radical, revolutionary things they're doing, life for us will not be the same either. So it's right up there along with those great inventors. And we, from the get-go, have captured a very realistic, futuristic ambition so that every product that we come out with is amazing, and it's going to have disruptive features from day one, and it's going to also put us ahead of the market with whatever we're doing by at least 3 years, ahead of everybody else anyway. We're going to start focusing here on the next several weeks at least on some of the products. The priority for them would be Academy, OConnect, and ONET, and OChat. And after those 4, we're going to be focusing on OBless and then OMail. Now, interestingly, a new release feature of OChat, right? So if you are on a website and you're looking at this website, reading it, doing whatever for more than 13 seconds, OChat will automatically engage you. And if you were looking at something specific, in other words, it's gauging where your mouse is, where your eyes are looking on the screen, whatever it is, the AI in it, right? It's going to engage you. And if you're looking at something pretty particular, or if you're having a conversation with a friend about a product, that particular chat bot working with AI is going to pop up, and it's going to show you an image or an icon or something that you're going to be able to click to go to the product that you were just talking about with your friend. Now, is that whacked out or what? I mean, that's pretty crazy, pretty cool, right? I mean, what do you know about O-Tracker products, right? I mean, the O-Tracker that was done a year ago, I mean, what O Tracker now is, it's not even hardly a shadow of what it was when it first came out. And it's absolutely mind-blowing because the technology is a lot more revolutionized. It's a lot more cutting edge. It's newer, and it's doing some really neat things, and it's connecting programs together through the AI and the automation. So I'm telling you, these products, man, nobody in their right mind is going to stick around to use their old products. That would be absolutely crazy, right? So we're always going to have something new, and everybody online will just have to be on ONPASSIVE to get them, and they're going to want to do that because that'll be part of their evolution as well. Something else to think about is that the creating your website where they'll create, the AI will do it in about 19 minutes, complete website for you. Right after, all you do is just fill in a little bit of information, and it'll do all the rest of the work for you. But ONPASSIVE is a wonderful company. It's a be yourself kind of company, you know, that says, hey, everybody is unique and individual. Everybody has their gifts and their talents, and if we allow them to be themselves and use what their gifts and talents are, you know, allow them to head in the direction of their true north, then they're going to be very creative, and they're going to come up with mind-blowing ideas, and it's going to be bringing the best out of all of us. So be yourself, you know, be in it to win it, and share your ideas, right? Now, Mr. Mafara has got a conference coming up with the head of the Physical Products Research Innovation Lab. This guy is a scientist, right, that's globally recognized and extremely proud to be in ONPASSIVE. So we're trying to tell you here with everything that I'm saying that the value with ONPASSIVE, and hence the value of the founder position, it's only going to increase. It's only going to go up. It's only going to get bigger and better. ONPASSIVE is going to change your life. We're going to change the planet, literally. And we're talking the impact, like we said before, of those people like Ford and Edison and the like. So just please understand the value that you've got in your hand. Understand that there's been a foundation laid already for a very, very sky-high business, and there are lots of things coming up. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful ONPASSIVE day, and many, many blessings to each and every one of you.